Good evening, and welcome back to another episode of the DarkBrue podcast. I'm TheBrueCru.
I'm Darkside.
Joined with me, as always, and we got big stuff this week.
Huge
news in ESO. It's going to be a big 2022, but let's go ahead and get the music in here, and let's get started.
DarkBrue, DarkBrue, Dark and Brue, the podcast.
All right. What a week. Did you watch the reveal? First thing I got to know. You watched it on Thursday, did you?
Yeah, I did. I watched it intently for about the first hour, and then it kind of dropped off after that. My attention span. But I was tremendously excited about some of the things they're talking about. We got a lot to talk about, right?
Oh, we absolutely do. I was, don't tell my boss, sitting feverishly at my desk at work and just watching the stream most of the afternoon.
I'm just going to send him a link to this episode.
Well, welcome in. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for the job I had. I appreciate
it was fun while it lasted. But I was, in my office. Luckily, it was a quiet afternoon. And, man, I was excited. I was getting hyped.
I know you get hyped, man. I get hyped off your hype. Like, you get me more into it than I normally would care to be. I'll be frankly honest. And, like, yeah, that's it's exciting.
It's like a little bit of the fanboy in me. I get caught up in the, hey, new stuff's coming. And it really energizes me. And, yeah, I know there's some negative stuff out there about what's coming.
Some, yeah.
But overall, I'm thrilled. How can you not be excited about new stuff coming to something we love, a game we thoroughly enjoy and play on a daily basis?
Right. If you play ESO and you've been excited and enjoyed the last couple of years of content, the frequency of which they're putting out cool new stuff for everyone, for all servers, all different ways you play the game, PC, console, whatever. It's great fun, and people love new shiny things, and it looks like we're getting a lot of new shiny things. Mm-hmm.
A lot of new shiny things. And I mean, I guess we could just jump right into it. We could talk about what we did this week later. I can't hold it
Nobody
any
cares.
longer.
Yeah, nobody cares what we did this week.
I mean, the biggest news, besides the fact that we are in fact getting new content, has got to be account-wide achievements. It was such a small thing they mentioned that it was just like, oh yeah, we're adding account-wide achievements now. And they didn't discuss too much about it. But man, have the communities blown up in discussions about that point.
Yeah. I mean, immediately, we had people pissed off about it, right?
Yeah. I would say the ones that we're, I think, referencing, not necessarily pissed, but there was definitely concern. Concern, to say the least. That,
yeah.
Oh no, how are we going to verify? How are we going to...
Yeah,
how are the gatekeepers? Yeah.
Is this showing a crack in the in-game system? And there's, I think there's always a worry with change and everything else too, that, it may de-validify some things or make some things tougher if people come in and say, well, I got this Black Rose Executioner on my tank.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you, though? Did you finish on your tank?
But will it matter? You run it as a DPS?
Is it going to matter much, though, when they can come in and the proof? You know what I mean?
Hasn't it always just been, though, that
it should be.
The title isn't necessarily whether or not a person's good or bad, just that they've seen the content. So, like, yes, they have a Black Rose Executioner title on their DPS. I would still pick that person over someone who doesn't to then tank it. Like, they're familiar at least with what's going on. And we could use another example. Say we're doing a hard mode in a trial. 12-person content, and then a DPS wants to switch to a support role because it's easier to hide, quote unquote, hide a DPS in a 12-person trial. Obviously, you can carry some DPS depending on how good the other ones are.
Right.
So would you, like, for the endgame community, yes. It means more people are eligible in their eyes to run this hard content on whatever role they want. I think the correction's going to come with, we're going to give it 2 pulls, 1 pull even. And if it's bad enough, like, no, we're just not going to run it. Like, we'll try and find another group. Your name will be spread amongst friend groups of, hey, don't run with this person as a tank. Or this person as a healer, that's a no-go.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be that crazy of a thing. I think it's just the fact that, like a good friend Dabney pointed out yesterday, a good guildmate, great buddy.
Shout out Dab.
Dude. Yeah, what's up, Dab? He said it kind of cheapens the replay value. Taking your different tunes. And I immediately agreed with him. I was like, yeah, you know what? Because even though you've gotten these achievements, it's fun to watch them pop off. It's fun to work towards something and say, look, I've done everything. I was going to do all the quests in the world on 2 tunes. Now I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't go for that.
Put that time commitment in. Yeah.
Yeah. Grandmaster Crafter now on all your tunes.
Well, some may not translate over, but I understand your point.
Yeah, just thinking about the concept of that, like,
does it kill the drive? Does it kill the need to continue playing as much? Like, is ESO hurting themselves by saying, all right, if it's going to be account wide, people aren't going to get the same kick out of making a new tune and getting those achievements?
Who does this please? Who does this please, really? Who is this for?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
When they're are they
it's geared towards newer players, though. It's so that.
But do newer players want that?
I think so, because they don't understand the struggle of having to make 10 tunes, and you have very specified reasons for each tune. Because the armory system just came out as well, and that kind of was the first blurring of the lines. It's making it easier to make 1 tune and just run all the content on one, which caters to a newer player. It takes less time and effort to get to that level, whereas we had to then, oh shit, I have a Stam Nightblade. That's not going to fly in trials, in Vet DLC trials for the most part. I now need to make a mag blade. And then I had to go invest time, money, resources into building a blade, getting the gear, leveling it up. It takes more. And so
you'll still have to get good on those different tunes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And there's still merit to having different tunes. You're still going to need different classes. Group comp isn't going to change. You're going to still need crows. You're going to still need Sorks, DKs. I mean, like, you're going to need all the classes still if you want true group comp, pardon me. But I agree with Dab. I mean, it belittles the achievement to a degree. You truly can only get it once.
And are they going to do it with every achievement? Or, like you said.
From what I've heard, any achievement that's based around a skill line will be individual, character-based. For example, questing the main quest in the game levels up your soul magic line. So all achievements,
Master Blacksmither.
Yeah. All those crafting achievements, all those exploration achievements are tied to characters because they're tied to levels. In a loose sense of the term, I think.
So Cyrodiil PvP will still be per tune.
Correct, like because there's a PvP rank. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Now we're recording this on Saturday, guys, so we don't have any patch notes or any kind of more information.
Speculation.
We've seen. Yeah, this is just all hypothetical, and I think a lot of this episode is going to be a sort of hypothetical until we get more info. But
fun to guess.
Based on our experiences, which we have quite a bit here in ESO through the years we've been playing, we can get a pretty good idea of what would work in game, what wouldn't work in game. But hey, this is all new to all of us. And I'm a big fan of account-wide achievements, because to me it now feels like it's possible. We've talked about in previous episodes that like the sheer number of achievements in ESO, huge.
Ridiculous. It's like over 5,000 or it's 4,000.
So like to truly get a maxed achievement, it makes it more within reach in my mind now, that I feel like, hey, I'm going to go for it. Now there may still be some I don't get. Godslayer, the one from Vet Rockgrove, Perfecta, like, yeah, that stuff's still going to be impossible, at least at my current skill level. But I could get everything else. I could 98% it, you know, like I can do a vast majority of the content in the game. We've started doing Perfecta runs for 4-man content. Like, we're getting there. So yeah, I think we're shooting for 90% of the achievements. Like, we can go knock out all those explorations. My tune's going to keep working in PvP. Like my main, the one who's done Caldwell's Gold, the one who's maxed of all the skill lines. Like, we're going. We're going to see how high I can get it. And account-wide achievements help me get there.
What would you have to say to somebody, an in-gamer, been around a while, would say to you, well, it's a lot easier to get these, tough achievements these days.
Oh, I love that.
A lot of more people are getting them. It's easy now because,
I like to call that argument the grumpy old man. I've said it a couple times in guild chat too, and to mixed responses. You're being a grumpy old man. Stop it.
Back in my day, I had to grind
fucking 50 times for my Maelstrom Perfected Inferno. Oh, cool story, Grandpa. I did it 5 times. Like, I understand that there's...
Well, that's RNG.
There's experience.
Now it's like... It is a little bit easier, but I mean, it's just an evolution, natural evolution. It's
yeah.
It sucks for pioneers 200 years ago that had to like wipe their ass. And
thank you for doing it though, paving those roads and writing down the guidelines or some helpful tips and being a guide on how to get back out west. If we're talking as the gold mining example, like people who knew the route then were like, hey, I'll show you the way out there. Same thing here. I'm glad you got Unchained. I hope you help other people get Unchained. Because you're right, it is getting easier. But embrace it.
Right.
It'll make it easier for you, too. I understand you put in a lot of work for some things, but there's some things you'll still take advantage of.
Yeah, and nobody's going to look at your Unchained and go, oh, that's easy to get. And if they do, then they're...
they're idiots.
They're haters, or,
They're just trolls.
Mm-hmm.
So, account-wide achievements, I love. How about you?
I don't mind it, honestly. I don't.
Are you in the I've seen a lot of people who are lobbying for a toggle, saying, I want to opt in to account-wide achievements.
I mean, sure. Whatever. I mean, if you're going to... I don't care, really. I mean... It's going to be whatever it's going to be. So my view on things like this is not a laissez-faire thing. If it was really substantial, I might care more. It's neither here nor there for me. I do think it cheapens the replay value a little less. But honestly, it's like if it was achievements other than just like a triple bang or like dungeon achievements where you're having to do stuff on different tunes. I don't know. It kind of cheapens the replay value. That's it, though. I don't really care. I think you prove yourself not by your achievements, but by how you perform. And you can get achievements
by
not performing.
Yeah.
And so I like to see how somebody does, because you can do everything in the game, but I might still think you suck compared to how I play.
It goes the same when you talk about people with high numbers, Dark. You like, I want to see you play. I don't care if you hit over 100K.
Well, I mean, that's awesome and impressive. I don't want to take away from that. I say that a lot, but it's just, I'm just reiterating that dummy humping is not doing content.
Yeah.
That's all. You don't use your control sticks while you're you know. And if you do, whatever, it's still not. You're not threatened. You're not. Hey, can you keep damage on
There's
while
no
you're moving?
risk.
Can you res at the right time? Do you know when to res? Do you have situational awareness and all this stuff? People say like, well, but you're not hitting, dude. Blow me, blow me.
Yeah,
I've
like,
seen it. So
I'm
many
at the
floor lords that can hit a
85K
lot. Oh, it's like whatever. Everybody dies too, so we all die. And
We all die. Wise words. Wise words.
so profound. We all die, in game or not. No one's
In game.
immortal.
And then you beg for soul gems. God, I was in zone chat last night. Constant scamming in zone chat for, I need free soul gems. I'm a new player. Can anybody send me some? I've been dying a lot. Gee, mister, it'd be really helpful. And it's like, we all know you're just taking soul gems and turning around and selling them at 6K a stack. Like, you're just riling people up. But they get people that send them gems. So guys, if you're listening to this, don't send those people crown gems. Don't do it. They don't need them. Side. Or if you do, send them empty soul gems. Let them fill up them bitches themselves. So, sorry, I was triggered by it last night.
I feel it.
Because I'm just sitting here fishing. You know, I'm doing fishing achievements right now in game. That's what I'm working on. And so I'm just fishing away, and I just see zone chat blowing up. It's like the same two people. The guy logs onto his account, types the messages, logs off, signs into another account, types the message, logs off. Ugh.
Like copy pasted, same message every time.
Oh, it's copy pasta. But each account had their own copy. So account A has the same message every time, and account B has a different message, but it's the same one every time.
Wow, how innovative.
Oh, I know, unique. These scammers, they're getting... I saw the doubling the other day, or a couple weeks ago at this point. Send me a minimum, I like that part, a minimum of 50K gold, and I'll double it for free. Okay, so I need to send you at least 50K, and you'll send me back 100.
Come on.
A minimum. Who in their right mind sets a minimum? You would think the person that's doubling would have a set amount of gold. And therefore can't. I'm not going to double a mil for you. Like, there has to be that threshold. But because it's a scam, they say, of course I'll take a mil. I'll double a mil for you. Because they're never going to actually send you the money. So they just got a free million.
What?
Yeah.
What? No. But I trusted this total stranger with all my gold.
And people will get scammed that way. So guys, just use some common sense.
They deserve to get scammed at that point.
It's like old school RuneScape kind of scam level.
It's stupid. I don't know why these scammers put so much time and effort in, unless they're successful or they just want to troll. That's their end game, is to play that aspect of this game, which I've never understood that, man.
I don't either. But it gets their jollies off, so I guess you're happy.
Same people that get off on like stealing from a store, shoplifting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been like much of a thief at all, or ever really.
I've stolen a couple things in my life. But
Parts.
Oh, well,
Parts.
I mean, do you see this face?
I do.
It happens. I mean, like, I don't intentionally.
Got my video up today. Y'all can't see me, but Brue can. And
it's giving us an extra little dynamic, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Yeah. I wish you could see the big portrait of George Washington behind me.
Founding father. Oh, it blurs it.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's the big one, account-wide achievement.
Yeah, that's the one we wanted to jump into. That was the kind of the controversial one.
It's the hot button right now.
It's so big. That's such a big thing, actually. You know,
there's a channel I follow on Twitch. Sorry to keep harping on it, but the channel Lucky Ghost. If anyone's familiar with Lucky Ghost, he puts builds together. He does all the ESO content. He even has emotes for his channel. It's split in 3, but it's account-wide achievements that you can like lump together in a chat. So during this live stream, I was one of the people as well. his followers would like put that in Bethesda's stream chat. Now Bethesda's chat was just flying by, so you could barely see it. But there's a significant community who wants these, and we're lobbying for these. So for people who are like naysaying, like, who would want such a thing, or like, who asked for this? There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who have asked for this.
So you're saying like temporary time period achievements, like continually going on.
One more time.
Are you talking about achievements for ESO that are like?
Oh no, emotes.
Month to month.
Emotes.
Oh,
so like on his channel, he has an emote that says account-wide achievements, and people spam that both in his chat and in Bethesda's chat. And
I got you. So you're saying the people that
Rich's
want are there. There's a big thing that
there is a significant group of people online that, because I've heard that sentiment that like, who wanted this? Like who has been asking for this? It's like a lot of people actually.
Well, I'm sure Zos isn't just assuming that, let's just do this without asking the community or whatever. It's probably been a recurring theme on Reddit and Zos forums. Probably I don't really read those. So I could like
the forum talk. I don't scroll forums anymore. That used to be something I did a long time ago, but there's new mediums that I prefer now.
Yeah, it's Mm-hmm.
All right, so point 2. Next thing I'm excited for, a deconstruction assistant.
Portable decon station, baby.
What a quality of life. Yes, it's obviously going to be 5,000 crowns for this assistant.
Worth it.
Absolutely worth it. The amount of stuff that you get and just want to decon, you don't want to sell, because there's purple mats to be had. You know, if you're running Vet Dungeons, everything's dropping in purple. I'm not selling that for 30 gold. I want the purple mat out of there. And this will just, so much easier.
Another thing we're getting, another quality of life improvement. It's something I mentioned before,
It's magnifico.
Yeah, it's good.
So that's a good. There's no controversy on that one. That was just like, all right, let's go. Tandem mounts are coming back, or at least being talked about again. They showed them on stream.
Oh,
and they said, hey, they're going into testing again. They didn't give a definitive date on when they would release, but they showed us a new one. So now not only is there the Dwarven Spider, but there's a horse that's a 2-seater. So cool.
Yeah, and I'll tell everybody out there, if you're skeptical of that, if you're grouped up with somebody, go up to them and hold the Xbox menu button like you're going to group them, or the toggle wheel, and you look in the top left, and you'll see invite to mount or ride mount, and that's left in from last year, which they haven't implemented yet. But you can see where they put that in and kind of coming back to it. You have to be grouped up with somebody though. It can't just walk up to somebody you're not partied with.
So I'm glad that's testing again. They seemed hesitant to answer anything about it.
I'm sure they're hesitant to definitively, because they probably don't have.
Because even Gina, when she announced it, she was like, "Yeah, like we understand that we had to do more testing on it, which is why we kind of haven't talked about it." And that's kind of all that was said. So clearly, it's causing some issues.
Well, this is the year they're fixing Cyrodiil, right, and PvP. So with all this other stuff too, it's a balancing act. And this big new budget they've got with Microsoft and all the plans. We'll get to see how they implement it as we go on.
Because I heard a lot of questions that were like, what about PvP? Does it work in PvP? Can we use this in PvP to help the slower players get around? Hell, I'll use it for my Sky Shard hunts. I'll be using it for, Hellra. Mount up through that first ad wave, Get on someone who's got a fast mount speed and stamina, and boom, we'll all make it.
I'd love to car bomb up, 2 people in Cyrodiil.
Ooh.
Because if you take out the driver, or like you could bow gank the passenger, and he just
it's just a drive-by, right?
because think about it, would the passenger be affected, or would it affect the mount? Would the mount go away if you nailed the passenger, or would it just keep going? I have so many stupid questions about how that would work.
Well, think about it. You ride in, you got a bomber on the back, and it's just a real quick, quick hop out,
drop off,
and then
roll bomber,
and then you boom, you're out of there. And it's just like, gotcha, bitches.
Yeah, that's that'll be that is
That would be
interesting.
wild.
They may keep it out of PvP. Honestly. Yeah, we'll see. They may never even implement it. They said this was coming last year, so
It's true.
it'd be cool though.
Something to look forward
Imagine
to.
like a dwarven spider bus or like 10 people down the line. Next stop, guild events, Vattenfeld, all aboard. What else did they talk about? Of course, they introduced the new chapter a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about some of that. Were there any details that you picked up on, like the Maliner, or how they're going to cover some of this?
It's based on a cult that is, from the looks of it, it's all about politics this year. Is the DLC. It's a very political based story. Yeah.
A cult, you say? You know what? That leads us to a word from our sponsor right now. Let's shoot over to that.
I've been looking for you. I have a message. Your eyes only. Not the first time this has been said to the unsuspecting citizen, and it can lead you down a bad path to a cult.
We've all been there.
Cults Anonymous is here to help, however. Want to go from cult caverns up to the shimmering Somerset palaces?
Oh boy, do I!
Well, now you can. By joining Cults Anonymous, we work to help members of all cults realize their full potential with a simple 10-step plan.
Whoa, that's only 9 steps more than most of my plans.
That's right, and following our patented process, we can help you recover from the oppression of cults and be productive in Tamriel once again. DarkBrue 10 for 10% off your first month of membership on us.
Ha, thanks, Cults Anonymous. I used to be in a cult. Now I'm not. And you know what? I love to see this organization helping people. I really do.
Because there's a major problem in the world.
Yeah.
And clearly is going to be in the new DLC. They're called the Ascendant Order. Very cult-like. No faces, hoods, dark armor, clothing. Big cult vibes. Anyway, it seemed like they assassinated a bunch of emissaries from the 3 colors. So from Ebonheart, from Daggerfall, and from Aldmeri. So it's a fourth party risking or threatening, I guess is a better word, the political leaders of the world of Tamriel. So it'll be nice to not.
Lord.
Yeah, it'll be nice to have to not save Nern again. I'll be honest, my back's a little tired this year. I gotta save the world repeatedly.
Well, we might be saving the world via bipartisanship, depending on how this plays out.
Diplomacy is important.
Oh my god!
But it had the 3 main characters, which was cool, and they came in with the cat captain from the Elsewhere chapter, the crazy dude with the crazy Dragon Guard outfit, red with gold, and he had a bunch of beads. Anyway, he'll be there, but no Raz. I love Razumdar.
Where's Razman?
He's my
I miss
boy.
Raz.
I have mini Raz. He's my non-combat pet on one of my tunes. Is the mini Raz. I love him.
He might be one of the most popular characters on ESO, I think, as far as NPCs go.
Well, because he's not a little bitch. He's not Thariah. You see Thariah everywhere. What kind of shit you get yourself into this time, Thariah?
More like Thariah the Pariah, if you ask me. Just good old. There's always Lyris and all these weirdos. But
the scenery of the DLC looks beautiful.
Man, it really does. I mean, you even I remember what you said the other day, like the Mediterranean Isles, or the Greek Isles.
Mm-hmm. It's got the Breton style-ish buildings, so still medieval-ish.
Yeah.
Set in islands, northwest of Somerset, southwest of Glenumbra, Daggerfall, I believe, is where it's going to be located on the map. Gorgeous. Yeah. Bunch of islands. Obviously, this year we'll be bouncing from island to island. I'd imagine there'd be 4 of them, 3 or 4.
Never been covered in an Elder Scrolls game before. Ever.
And I think that's a very key point. You know, that's what's got me a little extra juiced, a little extra jazzed. That, like, we get to add a piece to a world we love.
Yeah.
ESO is great in that we get to see all of the worlds. Because, like, Skyrim was fun, exploring every little part of Skyrim, and then coming to ESO and being like, hey, like, this is Windhelm. I remember this shit. And wow, they nailed it. Like, it looks almost dead the same.
It looks a little better, almost, maybe.
And, you know, Oblivion and the Cyrodiilish area. And so, you know, I like seeing and experiencing the different areas of ESO.
It's exciting, man. I want to know how big it's going to be. That's always my thing with the new DLC. How big is the area? How expansive is it? How much can I run around it mindlessly or doing things and not get old? Yeah, too long. But I mean, there's so much in the game to like still go back and revisit that it never seems to get old for me. I take a break every now and then, but it's just such a big world. It's getting bigger.
And you do the questing? Are you a big quester?
I immediately get all the questing in the zone. Nice. Like we're within the first, few weeks, I'll have it done.
Yeah, like I skip through some of the dialogue, but I definitely like get the gist of what's happening. Like I follow the stories because they're mildly interesting. And
there's time-sensitive achievements. There's time-sensitive achievements. You know that. Like when the Deadlands came out. Or I'm sorry, when it was Red Petal and Dread Cellar, when they came out, there was an achievement within 30 days, complete both those dungeons. And that was an Xbox Rare achievement. You got it done.
Oh.
You can't get it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, jump on it. If you care about those things, which I do. I care about my achievement points. I am sort of an achievement hunter. I will download a game that I do not care about if there's some easy achievements I can get real quick and then just delete the game. You know what I mean?
Couple 20G achievements and just be like, all right. I
still achieved it. You know what I mean?
I did it. I also like the fact that it adds to your profile. So like you get to see, wow, look at this gamer. Look at this library of games they've played and they got some achievements in. Like, wow. Whereas one person who like just plays one game only, you don't have a high gamer score. Like, I mean, I flex a little bit, you know? You don't play other games?
What kind of a gamer you are, you know? You diversify your bonds.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do what you want, do what you want down deep down inside. If you only want to play one game, and do it. I don't care. I won't respect you, but
I just broaden your horizons a little bit.
Yeah.
The world isn't just chicken nuggets. There's a lot of good food in the world.
Dude, there's so much out there, especially now. This is the best time to be gaming ever, and it's only going to get better and better. So just play everything you can. Do it. Soak it in. It'll enrich your life. It will. It will. I know it sounds crazy, but it can. If you balance it well.
Beyond a doubt.
Yeah.
It can be detrimental. Like everything, it can become a negative.
Yeah. You can twist and warp anything to be bad.
Yeah.
That's what humans do best. Or worst, But get out there. There's so much good stuff coming this year, man. I'm like a little kid at Christmas, man. Can't wait.
Well, that brings me to the other hot button topic for the DLC.
Man.
A card game.
Personal. Oh, yeah, the card game, man.
Called Tales of Tribute. A new card game coming to Elder Scrolls Online in June of 2022. I love it. I hate being the fanboy, but I love it. Because I will play card games. Hell, I already just stand around in game doing nothing while talking to the guild or working on other things. Yeah. I would love a little mini game, a little card mini game to play with other people. And there's going to be a ranking system with it, which isn't needed, but hey, cool. And I get it. They're mimicking other games.
Mm-hmm.
It was successful in other games. People liked it.
Microsoft just bought Blizzard, which had Hearthstone. Do you think they're like, oh, now that we have the diagram, let's translate that directly over?
Yeah, because now we don't know the specifics of said card game. We don't know if it's going to be like Gwent or Hearthstone or any Magic or like any card game that's
or how basic it's going to be, right?
Right. But the idea is point-based is one thing that I learned from the stream, and the other one is that it's It's very we're amassing resources to get points. Were the two phrases that I believe stuck out to me.
Wow, that sounds good. Little in depth, maybe.
And the way you play the game is everyone will unlock 4 decks to start, basic decks. To challenge somebody, you pick 2, and they pick 2, and they shuffle those 4 decks together, and that's what you play with. In the card game, you can gain more cards, like win rewards for more cards, as well as just out in ESO. You'll pick up cards unique, I'd imagine, like card images, like how does this card appear? Nonsense cosmetics. Obviously unique cards, maybe, special rares through promotional events. There's a lot of possibilities. They didn't obviously state what any of the cards were or, specific on how you achieve any of them, but I'd imagine playing the game normally will get you some cards or a chance.
So do you think you think it's going to come down to this month? Am I going to buy a Crown Crate or a card pack?
I think there will be some people who make that decision. Yes.
You think it's going to be like that, though, the monetization?
I absolutely think there'll be a monetization factor.
Same here. I really do. And I think it's actually one of those opportunities where it's going to be something you don't need in the game, right?
Right. But absolutely not. It's a separate system. It has its own ranking.
Mm-hmm. So are we going to be sitting around going like, hey, you bored? Anybody want to do a card duel? Or
anybody want to battle in Tales of Tribute? Sorry, I have to keep looking over to see what the name is because I don't have it memorized.
This is just a tribute.
I mean, do you play Magic? Have you played Magic or other
Yes.
Yeah.
I've played with
Yu-Gi-Oh,
actual cards.
Pokemon card. You can go younger or older, however.
Yeah, I never played like Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, but it's all kind of the same.
Yeah.
But Magic. I had a buddy, Drew, and he back in the 90s. When we were younger men, he used to play in tournaments, and he had this big, 2 big full shoe boxes of these, and he just let a few of us, his other friends, just kind of have them to play with. He's like, I've got all my ones that are worth a lot of money, at my house or whatever, but you guys can play with these. We're like, okay, so we learned it and we played, and it's come a long way even since then. But yeah, fun to do with, and then they make them digitally now, so you can play the Magic app, right, or whatever. It's neat, it's a cool little system. Gwent. Of course, if you've never played Witcher, Gwent, they have a built-in card game in that became its own game on its own because it was so popular and fun.
And that's definitely the magic ESO is trying to capture. Is hey, if it goes so well, we can make real cards.
Another spin-off,
we could make an esports about it. There's a lot of avenues it could take.
Sure.
Especially with Microsoft money behind it.
Sure. And I'm sure they're waiting to see, how the community responds, how it goes, if they can implement it well. Hey, and
now, we said this was a hot button topic. And let's get to the controversial part of it.
Yeah, what is the controversial part?
This is the big piece. This is the big flashy thing we're getting this year. People want so much other stuff from the game.
Gotcha.
They want a class. They want a race. They want new weapons, new skill line. There's so many other cool things you could add to the game, and instead, we're getting a card game that, like we said, really isn't going to have any bearing on okay, you're a what level master in the card game, and you want to run Vet Sunspire hard modes? I don't give a shit. So it's not going to affect your in game. Yeah, you'll get achievements for it, but we wanted snow elves, sea elves, Dwemer, Daedra, so many other playable races. We wanted bards. We wanted monk classes. We wanted I don't know, all kinds of classes that are in other games, been talked about, and could easily be implemented here.
I wanted lightsabers.
Dual wield. Or are you doing one hand lightsaber and one hand force, or?
whatever lightsabers. I don't care. Have them sticking out of my ass. I don't care. Yeah, you're right. Like we want this, but from my perspective, I go think of the balancing it takes when you put a new class in the game. You have to restructure everything, and with all the hybridization they're putting out, that's a large toll, I think, with all the changes that have just been made. So, and okay, put it this way, and I'm just playing devil's advocate for the hell of it. I'm not defending Zos. My point of view is they're going to do what they're going to do, and it's like we don't have to be happy with it, but we kind of go in stride with it. So, what if they have that plan for next year, putting out like 2 classes or something? Would you be like, okay, that's cool, like I get it now? Or but I mean, it's all speculation, right?
Yeah, I'm there with you, and to continue playing devil's advocate, this money that could be generated from this card game, what if they put it back into developing the game more, and we get more, like, yes, they make so much money off crown crates. What if they made so much money? Do you think, all bigwigs are just going to pocket it? Well, I think the game's going to benefit as well. Because think about an executive's decision making as well. It's generating a lot. Do you think we could generate more from it? Let's invest more. So then we see more improvements to the game. We see a community come back as long as some people pay money. And hey, I might not be the one to buy cards. I buy other things with my crowns in game. But it's got to stop thinking of it as such a negative that they're always trying to take my money. Well, they're not forcing you to spend money.
Right. And I think it's just another dimension it adds to the game. A new class is not something new, but this is something totally new. So whatever plan they have in place, I just hope, like you're saying, it serves us in the end. And I think they want to do that. I think they're Microsoft and whomever is making the calls directly for a lot of this, project managers, whoever it is. I do think they have a vision of how where we're going. Whether or not that's gonna please most of the people all the time.
There's plans in place.
I think they should take some time to fix the game, man. I think that aggravates a lot of people, and that causes a little bit of dissension, especially when something negative comes along. That's can be the tipping point for some people to be like, you know what, I'm kind of sick of this, because there are a lot of technical issues this game has, and we kind of just deal with it. But it's annoying. It's not enough for me to stop playing the game, of course, but
it would take quite a lot for me to stop playing this game. I've only after my initial break. After my initial break, I would only debated stop playing like seriously once. And that's when you would be in a dungeon, a 4-man dungeon, and boom, dashboard. No warning, nothing. Your system's doing fine. But in almost every dungeon, at some point, people would just poof, DC. It got me. I was like, man, this game's almost unplayable because I do spend a lot of my time in dungeons. I love 4-man content. I can't play it.
Yeah, that's awful. It feels like it's unplayable when it's like that.
But my other point to the people who are like, well, there's so many issues in the game. Why are they're announcing all this shit when they could be fixing stuff? Okay, this was a global reveal. This is not let's talk about the negatives that we need to fix. This is a big marketing thing. We need Pete to show what's coming. New stuff. They're aware of all the negative. They know that, but they're not going to broadcast it. Who's... what person's dumb enough to do that?
Reveal. No.
Yeah.
No. But it would be reassuring if they would come out and say, hey, look, there's some technical aspects. We're really getting on this. Here's the timetable for that. And they're not going to do that, I don't think, either. Which, why not? Why not be able to be transparent?
The PvP letter... try to give us a timeline. Yeah, it's vague, but they know it's an issue. They're trying to fix Cyrodiil. There's combat metrics that are changing and testing, so it takes time, though. And they said, hopefully by Q4, everything's good to go. Well, Q4 is a big time period, and we all know how projects can get delayed. It's the same with... it's another thing we've been having issues with lately.
Like Castle
servers.
Thorn. broken.
Oh, okay. You want to talk like specific instances?
There's so many little
things.
There's just little things here and there that haven't been resolved for a little bit. It's like, well,
that's true.
I'm just curious about those. The big ones, yeah. The like PvP.
They discussed the servers in a letter to like the community saying, "Hey, we're sorry we haven't got like our servers need improvement. We're aware of that. We're trying to get the parts, but it's hard right now because of COVID and the demand on parts that you need for a server. So, you got to kind of bear with us."
Yeah.
And that's a worldwide issue. I know in my other life that, it's a real pain in the ass logistics right now. World logistics is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So
in a lot of different ways.
In a lot of different ways, a lot of different industries. So, patience. But some people don't want to be patient. They're in the here and now, and they're saying, this game is broken. I won't play it. Yeah. I'm sad to see you go, but okay. To me, who still loves the game regardless of the issues, I'll stick around. I'll stick it out for a while until something really breaks me. And then I'll ask the question to myself.
And it's not bad, man.
It's not.
It seems that way sometimes when it's especially in a frustrating moment or something that sticks out. And you're like, God, can't they fix this? But
and we all
for the most part.
We all, fuck you, Zoss. You DC'd me right at, we're finishing up the dungeon and shit, man. Or, we're trying to run a trial and we get the dead bug where someone's got to travel out and then travel back in and run to you and res everybody. Like, these bugs, they take away. They pull you out of what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why the card game's controversial. That's why people are having some issues with Sauce, I think. And some people are just neutral to it all. Some people are like, all right, cool. Yeah. Well, I won't play it, but I can get how some people would.
Yeah, I like the antiquity system. A little repetitive, a little basic, but it was something new. It was something different. And it gave us something and a way to, interact with the mythic items or furnishings in the game that's kind of neat, man. And
it's unique.
Yeah, it is. And it was cool. I mean, all your scrying to begin with, awful, right? But whatever.
It wasn't the longest of grinds. The scrying grind, that you could get it done faster than you could the Psijic skill line if you're trying to run through that, or heaven forbid the Mage's Guild. Like, there are longer grinds in the game that are much tougher. So for the level of materials and quality of items you get out of it, well worth it.
I think the card game will be cool. I think it'll be a cool little addition if they have it working right and do it right. And don't seem like a big cash grab. If it's serving us too, we don't mind. But if it's like a cash grab, like you need this, and now you're gonna need to play this card game to get this thing that you need for this, and it's like, okay, wait a second.
Yeah, if I'm playing a card game to get a mythic item to where, then I might have issues. Like,
you'll still do it.
I would play it, but like that's where people are gonna start pointing the finger and saying this is pay to win, man. Like,
right. And I've had that conversation and little argument here and there. ESO is pay to win now. It's not. It's not. Look at most pay to win formats where you have to pay to be competitive. That is not ESO. You don't have to. You can get everything in the game without paying money that you need to succeed. It may take longer. That's not pay to win though. The strict laws of it, pay to win. Yeah, well, I can buy the skill line and be level 19 and have all this stuff for baby BGs. That's not what we're talking about. That's not, nobody cares about.
Nobody's winning.
It's not really pay to win.
Sick, you're winning at baby BGs, but that's even a short time
it's period. Still not pay to win. You could go grind all that stuff out by level 19, you could find a way to do that. It's not, you don't have to. And if that's your if that's your measuring sticks, like the baby BG.
Winning at baby BGs is paying to win. Like, wow.
Aim a little higher. Like, come on.
How about Emperor? How about, getting all the trials done and like running all PvE content and reaching
I want to get Emperor and below 50 before I'm a level 15. Like,
people do that though. And if that's what their winning is, well, good for you. I'm glad you made it, but to me, that's nothing crazy.
Significant. No, we're not trying to belittle that. It's just like, come on. It's not a pay-to-win thing. It's not a pay-to-win game. The crown system, it's cool. I think it's neat. They didn't want to make crowns where you could buy crowns. They didn't want to do that.
No. But
that's what
if it's not a subscription-based game, how are they going to make the money to keep the lights on, pay the people to keep working on the game? Like, there has to be some sort of cash flow for the game. Mm-hmm. It's free right now. You can play it for free on Xbox Game Pass. I think it's $20 is the base game, and that's all it is now. Like,
you can literally earn gold in the game.
Barrier to entry.
You can learn gold in the game and buy all the DLCs.
Yeah.
You know?
It would take a long time. But for a while, I was like, I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to only play for ESO Plus because that I couldn't live without. And I'm gonna grind to get all the DLCs. Well, then I also grew up, got a real job, and I was like, no, fuck this. I'm buying. I'm gonna go ahead and just buy this Untitled Chapter and Morrowind Chapter.
You gonna do the Mages Guild quest line again?
Nope. Once and that is it. Fuck finding all those books.
That sucks, man.
But I did it. I did it on a tune, and I have a lot of the other lore books as well. Like, I went through the zones and found every lore book that if I go to my lore library, it's over 90% full. I haven't found them in all the new zones yet. Like, I haven't been that dedicated at any point, but
yeah,
like, I've done that on a tune. And that's why I love account-wide achievements, because that tune is going to go places now, because I've done all my PvE on other tunes. You know, I made another, I had to make a Necro, so I made a Necro for running stuff. And then I want a Magblade, so I made a Magblade. Or I have a Warden that run. So, like, I have achievements on all those tunes that may or may not have been on the others. So lump all that shit together and let's get moving to the top.
Well, yeah, baby. All the way.
Because what if that becomes a dick measuring contest? I want to have a big dick. I want to have a lot of achievement points.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Right?
You know, I want big dick energy over here. BDE.
Is it big VE for women?
Yeah.
Or is it just okay.
Big vag energy? Yeah, I'd imagine.
Wow. Cool.
There's some girls who, like, metaphorically, like, girls teabag you, don't they?
Clam slam, yeah.
But they've even said teabag. I've heard females say teabag, and it's like, well...
Was that a female, though?
Are you truly teabag?
Do you know?
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I've heard girls also say suck my dick, and, you know, well, in today's day and age, you got a question. But
can you call it V-bagging for a woman too? Like,
yeah.
Do you approve? Yeah, for those of you listening, can't see him. He really pondered that.
Well, you had to think. Clam slam.
He looked up and kind of yeah. Okay. Pound. The cooch smooch. Ooh. I mean, there's so many little.
That one sounds almost loving. The cooch.
The cooch smooch. It is. It's like, hey, I killed you.
Little dip.
Come over here, give me a little cooch smooch.
And one guy's over here just like, yeah, slap my nuts on your face. Fuck you.
Yeah, come on. God, dirty, nasty guys. Come on.
Jesus. Guys, step it up. Step it the fuck
up. Step it up, man.
At least be kind. Drop one at a time on them. Don't just slap both.
Be a gentleman.
Jesus.
One ball here, the other ball there. I bid you adieu. Good day, sir. Cheerio. Yeah. Well, God. So what about the new outs? What? Anything else controversial? I mean, they just keep coming.
I don't know about controversial. Anything else coming out in the DLC that they talked about? I watched them go through the new dungeons. They look pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch too much of that, man. Honestly,
that's fair.
I kind of like the new fresh going in and being like, whoa, what's this? What's this? And,
there will be hard modes for each boss, I believe. So, one of those style dungeons, the newer style of dungeons where each one has a hard mode, then you get the final, and then you can activate hard mode if you've done the others.
And turn off hard mode after you've activated it.
Yeah. They're all banners or something like that. But the dev had a cool code that like he would come up on a group of ads. Nothing would attack him, obviously.
Right.
But he'd type a code and everything just insta died. And he'd do it to bosses too. And you're like, man, that's some power.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about big deeps. That's the biggest right there. That is numero uno. Dev code insta kill.
I got banned for being a dev in a game that was like that, where I was a coder wizard, whatever. Okay. So my player at that point could teleport anywhere he wanted to, other players, whatever, and I had powers. I could zap them, just one shot anything in the game. I could copy monsters into any area I was in.
Yeah.
So one day I went, fuck it, fuck it. And there's a place where you res. It's called the Church in the center of town. I went around. I put 9 devils in the church, which is like this big monster who's really hard to kill. I put them in the church, and then I went around and zapped like 10 people and killed them. So when they rezzed at the church, 9 devils just kept killing them, and I was banned within I think a minute and a half.
Damn.
Of starting on.
They were on you. There were other devs around like, oh, dude, fuck this guy. He's going rogue.
It took me 3 years to get back into the good graces of that thing, and then I just didn't code anymore. I dropped back down to a player character where I could go out in the world and do stuff. But yeah, I still gotta go find the screenshots of that back in the day, because I was laughing my ass off, dude. It was so fun. Anyway,
one day you just think to yourself, man,
absolute power.
You know what I can do? You know what I can do? Fuck these people, man. Fuck all this work they make me do. I just need to blow off some steam. Fuck these.
It was seeing all the people like just start commenting. What the fuck? What the fuck just happened?
Seeing the trigger reactions.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, that's evil dark side for you.
There's a reason he's called Dark Side.
Oh yeah.
What else is coming? Oh, the new house. Did you see them walk through the new house?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, gorgeous! Yeah. It's real nice. It's underwater.
What's the ship? What's the ship on the store right now? Sorry.
Oh, it's a really old house, actually. The only person I ever knew who had that house was Lowtail.
Really?
It's an Aldemary ship that's stuck in a cove. And, like, it's huge. Like, the area you can use is huge. Like, huge cove. You can go all the way to the top, build all the way up there. Like, you can decorate out the ship. Like, you can get on all the levels of the ship. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I would preview it if you could, but it's also 14,000 crowns. So
I didn't know if that was part of the new stuff, but yeah, I thought it might be something they brought back. But tell me more about this new player home.
Okay, so you know how the what is it? The Zanmere Lake House Lake Manor, Zanmere, where you have like a fish tank inside the house.
Maybe I haven't seen that.
You go into like the pyramid light type Argonian house, go to the bottom floor, and there's just like a magic barrier between you and the water, and you can see a bunch of fish and stuff out there, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's like that, but on steroids, because it's much bigger. And while you're in a house at one point, you can go into like a cave that also has like a magic barrier above it, where you can see like fish and all kinds of underwater shit you're under it. And there's space in there that you could also build. Oh, it looked gorgeous. And there's so many possible, like my mind was racing as I saw this house. I was like, wow, there are a lot of cool furnishings they could put in this house and make it look really, really cool.
That sounds really cool. I want some Radiant Mounts, man. Bullshit. I've never pulled one out of a crate, as I've talked about before.
We're not good
one
enough.
Of the 1,200 ones. I'm not. I don't get it. I don't buy a ton of crown crates, but I've bought enough. I've spent over $1,500 on crown crates. Never seen a Radiant.
I've had to buy mine as well.
Yeah.
I've had one Radiant drop. Pardon me. One Radiant has dropped for me. Radiant Apex is what we're talking about specifically. We've had plenty of Radiants drop. The standard skin in whatever mount form. So I've gotten the Sijic Sench, for example. Cool. It's one I wanted. But I didn't get the Sijic Guar or the Sijic Camel. Shout out to anyone who likes camel. I think it's only nuts, but
No,
good for you, guys
right?
liking camels, because I think they're awful.
They're just like their feet stick out. That's what I don't like about it. Like they're duck feet. I'm a cat fan.
I am. Cats or wolves? I like the wolves as well.
Both, yeah. Wolves
What
can
else
be
is
cool. They
coming
can make
out?
them look stupid though, man. I swear sometimes.
They didn't talk at all about the upcoming event seasons of like, what the plan is for the different forms of the pet, the different transformations they go through. So,
Yeah.
anything else they talked about? I watched the whole thing, trying to win some free Alienware merch. Did not.
I was too.
It's like, I'll take a free gaming monitor.
I saw that part where I typed in alien.
Oh, you know what I forgot? They announced some merch. They have
What
a
kind?
8-inch statue.
Oh, I did see the statue when he went and grabbed the little blue dude with
Yeah.
the main antagonist guy that's leading this cult or whatever. He's in big suit of armor.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
sword is a letter opener on said statue.
Ooh,
Ooh.
sick.
And I looked up the price of this 8-inch collectible statue at $150. And I said, nope. That is much too expensive. And they limited it to like, I don't know, 1,000 worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
I work in the collectibles industry.
Yeah, you know how much.
I even
worth.
like it. I'll buy collectibles knowing what they are, and like,
especially the glowies.
Yeah.
Because the way Brue has his room set up right now, the glowies in the background, especially like, it
all
looked
about
cool.
the
But
scene.
$150 though.
Like, I would put it on the shelf. Like, if it was reasonably priced. Like, I love collecting gaming memorabilia or collectibles. Like, I have Funko Pops currently in my background, and that's a collectible. But they're also only like $15 per. So, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it. I think we covered everything that was announced in the stream. However, there's still one more point to be discussed, and that came out yesterday. Ooh, Darkseid's now living in Neon City over here with a nice fake background.
Neo Tokyo, baby.
Looks like Star Wars with the flying cars or flying ships just between buildings.
Something like that.
So they announced yesterday an update to combat. And the big news out of it is that skills will now, well, they're testing it in PTS on Monday, but skills will now scale based on your highest attribute. So whether it's weapon or spell, it'll scale based off that. So if you're using a mag skill, you're a stam character, it'll scale based off your weapon damage. It'll still cost magicka to cast, but it'll scale based off your weapon damage. Meaning, okay, it's now more feasible to run any skill based on damage or whatever you're trying to do, heals or resistances, what have you. And that changes a lot of builds. They've already started this hybridization process, and this is just going to kind of further it. So it should be very. It got my mind racing. I'm thinking about like all kinds of stuff, PvE and PvP. So like first and foremost, what if we threw a 2-hand front bar, Maelstrom staff back bar for PvE? And you spec them out for Stam. We all know Stam can hit hella hard. Throw in some great mag dots too that'll run off your weapon damage. Wow, there's some real possibility there.
Mm-hmm.
And then in PvP, I mean, that just opens up the field for. I play Stam. I've never mastered mag PvP, so I've always felt limited that like I really can only use 1 or 2 magic abilities. Like I can't. But now I may say, hey, give me a little extra mag recovery and stam recovery. and let's run some more mag skills. Why not? It really is
it's
Go
it's
for
giving us it's just giving us that chance to mix and match that much more. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this works out. I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
At least in theory and the way it's going. It used to be more like that, I think, way back in the beginning, right? Or I don't know.
I was so illiterate in the beginning. I don't know anything back then.
Well, I think there's been a divide, especially with the balancing between mag and stem. As we saw last year, how stem has just not been as alluring to use in like PvE trial stuff. It's just like, oh, we have to respec around and build a team around all stem or this and that, and it's like, it's not really the way it's supposed to be. So I think instead of rebalancing all the time to adjust for that, they're opening the floodgates to go, let's pool it into one thing. So balancing's easier, give more options to the player, and most people will be happy about it. You know, it just gives more ability to kind of fine tune. I mean, I don't know of a game with more sets than we have, and they keep adding more. I'm sure there are, but it's just the way you can interact with them so differently, and even more so coming. It's just amazing. It's really cool. It's probably piss off some people. Well, I'm not even gonna stam anymore. Then who cares, dude? Like,
yeah, some people are like resourcist, like you're making not stam tunes. Well, okay. How about we?
Are you a stam person in real life, or do you have other things you do besides your physical activity? And we don't have magic in real life, but like, you know, just
what? Wait, what Chris Angel does isn't magic?
Oh, not him. He's he's totally real.
Okay.
I mean, besides the New Jersey Chris Angel dude.
Whew. You scared me there. My world was very close to shattering.
Oh, yeah. Look, that mind freak stuff's real, dude. So real.
But yeah, there are plenty of people who still say, well, mag should use mag and stam should use stam because
girls are girls and boys are boys. It's gender neutral. Yeah. Like, it's
another way of saying you're a grumpy old gamer. Stop being a grumpy old man.
Go along for the ride, man. It's going to be what it is. Adapt, just like life. You adapt or you don't.
But if you don't get pissy about it. Don't blame the rest of us. It's not our fault.
Yeah. But we will use this new system to kill you.
Oh, yeah. And it will be sweet. It will be sweet. All right.
So much, man. So much that we have to look forward to. And it'll be exciting as it unravels us covering the new stuff for you, listener. We love you.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about patch notes next week. So more discussion will obviously come about what's coming as we find out more. We'll discuss it here on the podcast and think about possible new metas, possible worlds to unravel, possible new what's a good third? Realms to explore. We'll go with.
Yeah, and also I think we're gonna make Brue watch Forrest Gump this week, right?
Yeah. That's on this. Absolutely. We'll do a little movie review of Forrest Gump.
And I'm going to watch Moana.
Yes.
I wish I could just start singing one of the songs right now, but I don't know them yet.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is fantastic.
He plays Moana?
No.
I didn't know that. Oh.
Oh, yeah, dude. You didn't know he played a little girl in this one? Yeah.
If you smell what Moana's cooking.
And don't be upset if you tear up a little bit, Dark. You know, it can get a little emotional.
No, I'm in touch with my sensitive side. I can cry. I don't care. You know, tears are tears.
Good man.
Everybody cries every now and then. Get it out.
Just like everybody poops. Absolutely.
Everybody poops sometime.
That gorgeous ass voice.
It's been a blast, Brue. I think we've given the people what they want for now. Huh? What do you think?
Oh, we gave it to him. No, but it was a lot of fun, and obviously there's a lot of hype. I have a lot of hype this week. It's been a very high energy week for me with these new announcements. Don't let the haters get you down. Something excites you, let it be exciting. You know, don't let people poke holes. First of all, people will try and poke holes already. We don't know shit. So all the holes they're poking are hypothetical. Don't let it get to you.
Right. Kill them with kindness. It's going to be my new slogan. Kill them with kindness.
There you go. And I think that about does us for this week's episode. Guys, you can always check me out on Twitch. I stream most nights of the week. Twitch.tv/BrueCru. And we're growing. Also, you can obviously check us out at the Dynasty of Tamriel. Discord.gg/Dynasty of Tamriel. Join the community. Join the fun. It's a great group of people. And I'll tell you what, we've been growing a lot. There's been some recruiting being done. Shout out to everyone who's been recruiting hard for the guild.
Appreciate you so much. Like, it's great. Keep getting better.
Gets more people in. We help more people. And that's what it's all about. Giving back to this wonderful community. So, anything for you to plug, bud?
No, check out our channel on YouTube too, as we continue to add stuff here and there visually, as we're feeling this whole system we have out, the podcast and everything else, and we hope to be evolving too, as we go along. So, super excited as always, and we thank you for listening.
We'll catch you next week.
Bye.